Mr. Garrick, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
Garic Aleman 737-211.
All right, Mr. Aleman. My name is Cheryl Renatza. Mrs. Stapleton is seated to my left and Mr. Freeman is seated to my right. Let me read some identifying information into the record. I'll ask you to verify that information, and Ms. Stapleton will take the lead on the parole interview with you. Now, let me let you know that we have some folks who are joining us by Zoom. We have your mother, Ms. Aleman, here in support. She'll be speaking on your behalf. We also have representatives from the St. Tammany Council on Aging and Liberty Self-Storage, both who want to speak in opposition, and we'll hear from them at the appropriate time. So let's see, Mr. Aleman, you're classified as a third felony offender. You're currently serving a 10-year sentence. You were sentenced in February of 2022. Possession of heroin, possession of methamphetamine, and contraband, and as a habitual offender, second for theft, 3 counts. You have a parole eligibility date, which is July 2nd, 2024, and your adjusted good time date is October 3rd, 2031. Does that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Would you answer Mrs. Stapleton's questions?
Mr. Aleman, I wanted to ask you, you have an extensive theft record. That the total number that I had gotten was 70 catalytic converters, and you still have warrants outstanding on that. So what caused you to do that?
I was buying them off the street, and I just was running them through my company, and I didn't do all the correct paperwork. That's why I got the charge. I got the charge.
You didn't know they were stolen?
At the end, I did, yes, ma'am.
But in the beginning, you know.
No, ma'am, I didn't at the beginning.
Same person bringing them to you?
No, several people.
Several. Okay, so you were buying stolen goods and you weren't aware of it until later on. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, at the end, I was, I was aware at the end that I was buying stolen goods, but I was too deep into it by then. And
Too deep into it to stop doing it or to tell on them?
it was COVID, and jobs were lost and this and that and other. So the money that was coming in from them was good, and I didn't say anything. So that was my fault. And,
Yeah, so that makes you an accomplice, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me ask you something, with the drugs, I mean, that's a big deal here, the methamphetamines, the heroin, would that have caused you maybe to do what you did? To get the money?
It was definitely a factor. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was injured in a couple car crashes before this, and the medicines that the doctor stuck me on were working until I got a DWI on the medicines. So then I was taken abruptly off the medicines, and to keep from getting sick, I went to the street drugs. And then with the money coming in and COVID and everything, it all just kind of worked out with the money, and I am guilty. Yes, ma'am.
Question for you about domestic violence. 2017 domestic violence with a weapon, aggravated battery, false imprisonment. 2008, another one, domestic violence, 2nd-degree battery. What's going on with that? Oh, one of them, in 2018. Yeah, domestic violence with strangulation.
They put that, the sheriff's department put that down as extra charges. That never happened. I just didn't answer the door when they came, and it made them angry. And so they wrote down a whole bunch of charges that did not go down like that.
So a female didn't say that you had done that to her? A female didn't say that you had done those things to her? Or you just made it up?
No, she was bleeding where she smashed a bottle on the coffee table and it cut her and she was drinking all that day, not even around me. And when she came and then she kept on and kept on until the neighbors called the law and she went to jail too for making a call. And then eventually it was all, yeah, it all came out in the wash in front of the judge. It all came out in the wash that it didn't go down like that. I didn't put my hands on her. The police wrote it down like that because they were upset because I wouldn't answer the door. And I wouldn't answer the door because she was out there with all this craziness that I didn't do. I did not put my hands on her. I've never put my hands on a woman. I have had altercations with fistfights with other fellers
Huh?
that, you know, I was arrested for, but as far as put my hands on a woman, I will not take that charge.
Okay, I wanted to ask about that.
Yes, ma'am.
What about programs that you've been involved in? Have you been involved in some programs, especially with your drug addiction?
Yes, ma'am. I took living in balance in Caldwell and in a transition from prison to prison. They won't let you just keep paperwork or whatever. So I mailed it home to my mom, and my mom and dad are very old. Yeah, they almost need me home to take care of them right now. They can't find where I sent it in the paperwork. My mom's got two or three files for me, and she can't find the paperwork for the living in balance certificate, which I have been.
It's listed, so, because I've got it. So you got living in balance
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you've also got age of grade. So they have it in their records. So you're okay.
And I'm
Yeah.
in age of grade right now, and I'm also in pre-release right now. I think about another 4 weeks, because we get one class a week, so about another 4 weeks, and I should be finished with both of those.
Yeah. So I see also were AA and NA.
Yes, ma'am. I finished that last Monday.
Yeah. A lot of them in 2023 and then 2024. Okay,
ma'am.
so that pretty much answers my question. I'll pass along to other board members. Any questions?
All right, Warden, what can you add?
Garrett's only been here 4 months. We don't have, he hasn't established much of a track record. He's been in his classes, about all I can tell you.
Good, thank you. Ms. Aleman, are you on the line with us? We'd like to hear from you, ma'am. Miss Judy? Now she must be having trouble connecting. While we wait, while we see if she can connect, if she connects, we'll allow her to speak, Mr. Allen, but she must be having some troubles. Is there anything you'd like to say to us? And then we'll hear from those who want to speak in opposition. What would you like us to know, Mr. Allen?
My plans when I get out are to continue with AA and NA meetings and to find a mentor to help me with my addiction problems. I'll have to do this for the rest of my life. I understand that. I fully understand.
Hello?
That. And okay.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, I'm his mom. And my husband, I had surgery and I'm home. And his dad just got out the hospital. He has congestive heart failure and he's home. So we really could use Garic's help. I don't know what else to say. Like I said, we both in not good condition. I had surgery on the 12th of March, and I was in the hospital like 3 weeks. And they say I will be recovering for 3 to 4 months. And his dad was in the hospital. He was in rehab and in the hospital for 3 months. So we're both home trying to recuperate. And of course, we could use Garic's help.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you I'm glad you got in, and I'm glad that both you and he are at home and are recovering. Yes,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, Garic, we're going to go and ask for the the opposition. Is Mr. Chris Hodge on the line with us?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right, go ahead. What would you like us to know?
I would just like to know, or like you guys to know that, it wasn't just like monetary loss that we lost with those catalytic converters, thefts. People lost their ability to go to dialysis and doctor's appointments and work. And, the opportunity for the elderly that we transport as well to have at least one hot meal a day. So I would, just like to say that people really need to think about what they're doing and how it's going to affect everybody.
Right, thank you. We do appreciate the input from the Council on Aging. Thank you so much. Is Nikki Martin with us from Liberty Self Storage? You'll have them on the line where they're trying to come in.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Hi.
Go ahead.
I feel the same way as Chris Hodge feels. I mean, our catalytic converter was part of our business for our customers, and we were unable to deliver our services as well. So, I mean, I would like restitution for what was stolen and that we had to replace in order to go back into business. And yeah, I feel the same. I think people need to think about what they're doing that affects everyone else, not just in the moment.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us this morning. Mr. Aleman,
Yes, ma'am.
I think we're ready to vote. We'll get Ms. Stapleton. We'll be voting first.
Can we do that executive session?
We have a motion for executive session.
I second.
Can you call the roll, please?
Cheryl Lawson,
Yes.
Steve Green,
Yes.
Carolyn Stapleton.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Allen, we'll be in executive session for a few moments to discuss confidential matters. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am.
That was somebody showed up at court. huh?
Two
Two different,
No, they
two of the victims.
two of the victims.
Mom, you don't know if they can hear you or not, so I wouldn't be saying it doesn't
Done.
matter.
Okay.
You don't know.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not.
Oh, God.
So the victims were notified.
Yeah.
How can they prove it was him?
Everyone on video.
Mhm.
Got him on security
Everyone did-
cameras.
They had security, the cameras on.
He pled guilty and they had security cameras.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Well, she'll know an answer one way or the other in a second. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Allen, we're back in session. And it is 11:26 and we are prepared to vote. Mrs. Stapleton will be voting first.
Mr. Almond, I'm going to recommend that you're not granted parole today, and it's due to victim opposition, and you heard some of the consequences of your actions. They were very dire for the Council on Aging particularly. So that's going to be, it's going to be victim opposition, and that I would like for you to attend victim awareness classes.
Mr. Freeman?
My vote is also to deny not enough time served victim.
And Mr. Allen, I do agree based on the opposition that's been expressed here today and the other opposition that's in the record. I think you need to seek some treatment for your drug addiction, and I do agree you should seek enrollment in the victim awareness classes. So today, sir, your parole is being denied. Good luck to you, sir.